Amazing tu sana Joto Wangopa. Igunza pa surprise, the street disciple. And of course, when you come and Sam Gitu, I'm sitting in for my colleague Willis Raburu. And of course, his session, siandali nikiwa alone. That's why niko na wasewa power na mreshi moja anajinao. From my extreme left, tunabonga na Shatter Boy.
Dan wase.
Your design.
Remodi Yangara.
Amazing to sana.
Ooh, life tea.
And then up to my left, we're the one and only girl child representative.
Yes, I am. Wagwan my people, cutie the girl child representative.
Is your design. And then to kona Bazenga Power, voice of reason, and it was CJ. Your jina ingine?
CJ Temo.
Amazing to sana. And of course, today we want to talk about something that is happening in the society. And I've been told by the producer that it is what it is. Lazima tuibonge venye iko. Sawa, na tunazungumzia kuhusu monogamy, and if it is an illusion in this society of ours, is it a high time that ladies should know that their men have other women out there, and men should actually be very, very open that they are seeing other women, even if it's just one more woman. Watu wangu wa power, Shatter Boy.
Hauwezi kwanza. Hauko na tabia mbaya. No. Iguza no.
Sijui kama you've been there and done it.
Wewe uko na tabia mbaya.
Jua nini?
Watu wanze na Shatter Boy.
Sasa nimefollow.
Ndio nichome. Swali yako ni gani bwana?
Naulizaje, monogamy ni illusion. Do you think saizi society na let's say values zetu za religion, tradition, sometimes arguably so, imefanya to believe that one man, one wife is the way to go. But una realize that watu wanakuja kuvuruga vimeja. In other words, should we normalize hii mambo ya kukuwa na more than one woman?
Monogamy, to me, just like any other thing, is a creation. It's a creation of people. And it's upon you to decide if you want to be in that creation or not. But if you decide not to be in that creation, also make your partner understand it. Do not surprise your partner that they think you're in a monogamy, but whether you are a polygamous. Then you surprise them with a polygamous setting, yet from the word goal in promise where you're in a monogamous setting. Yep.
So it is a creation.
From the get-go, huyo mtu unapatana na yeye anafaa kujua that hayuko peke yake. Usimwambie ako peke yake alafu in the process umgeuke.
Where?
Yeah, man.
CJ, wewe kuna mandume unajua wame faithful ile design that they've never seen any other woman apart from the one and only.
Not just people I know, I think it is possible. I think there are people who are doing that. There are people who have stayed true to their vows. And it's something that you can't really generalize, that, you know, men will have to have other people in their lives, because there are men who have actually kept one wife 20, 30, 40 years. So it is possible. Yeah.
Cutie, what's your take as a girl child representative?
Neza sema hivi, just live your life. Don't let society dictate how you live your life ama kenye unadu. Ni wewe mwenyewe una decide. Wewe kama Bazenga, wa hiyo hauna decide. Nachukua wife moja na kana wife moja na kuwa true kwake. But ukidecide uko na kama wawili watatu, just let all of them know. Kila mtu take position. Wewe unajua number 1, wewe unajua number 2, wewe unajua number 3. Kila mtu akae lane yake, kila mtu akae position yake. Hakuna kuvurugana. Happy wives, happy home.
Mbona kwa agenda ya Bazenga kuset your standard? Weka mresh, you come to a home and realize there's already a number 1 alikutangulia. What's your advice to women who are coming in a setup where there is already an existing woman?
Because at the end of the day, that's the way it is. The elephant in the room. Hatutaki kuface reality. Tunataka kukaa na zile enzi za kitambo. Kulikuwa na 2 wives, 3 wives, 4 years as CJ amesema.
40.
Hata 40 years wase walikuwa naona, hiyo ndio ilikuwa like richness. The richness is where the wives are, where the kids are. Saizi watu wanatakanikani kama wanaficha. Tusifichane, tuambiane tu kweli. These things are there. Bazenga atatoka aende kwa hao wengine nyana lipa rent. Aende tena kwa hao wengine analipa rent. Akona hao kata tu analipa rent. At the end of the day hata ukikamin, mimi nikikamin ka girl child, najua Bazenga akona mtu wake. So mimi nakamin kama number 2. Why don't I take my lane? Mimi niko number 2 nisivurugane na number 1. Nilimpata hapo yako sawa, but also tell the number 1 cheki nachukua huyu na huyu. Mjue mko watatu, nyinyi mjue venye mtasotiana, but hakuna kuvurugana.
Can you play second fiddle wewe mwenyewe kama cutie?
Uko na tabia mbaya. Hata amesema. Why not? Why not? At the end of the day, it is my life.
Mimi nikikukuta na niko na mama Nesh, nikwambie niko with yours.
Kama niko happy,
yes.
If I'm happy, if you're taking good care of me, and if you're taking good care of number 1, why not? Kama niko happy, sawa bro.
Hey, bro.
No, I think that's easier to say
than
done.
Yeah.
Because at some point, the woman will begin to put certain demands. That's where the competition comes. Like they found you, yes, you're married, or you have the first or the second. And then they begin to feel left out. Like, why are you putting so much effort on the first family? That is where the drama normally comes in. Because now they begin to feel, you also need to spend time here. If she's going to have a baby in the middle of the night, she wants you to be there. And, you know, now how do you also move from the first family, saying there's the other person there who needs my care? That is where the drama normally comes. Like, women come in very subtly, and they say, I'll just be fine. You know, you don't need to do too much. I'll just be fine. Take care of me, pay the rent or something. Slowly, they begin to want to draw. And I think that is where you find cases of men and now having to deny one place because they actually cannot split. Then the person who has been left will cause the drama.
And so you believe the best way to deal with it is to try not to have a second one coming on board?
Well, somewhere along the line, because the drama will come.
Shatta, you said it's a creation from the word go.
Yeah, man.
And Cutie, reiterate akasema, yesteryears, mababu zetu na my great-grandparents walikuwa na more than one woman. And then history ya monogamy ilianza kutugongea wapi?
Vile tu nimekuambia, it is a foreign concept. In an African setting, zamani, having 1, 2, 3 wives was the norm. And it still is in some areas. But you see, when the foreign concept at colonization came, we adopted a lot of things because tuliona hiyo ndo maisha poa. Unaelewa? Then by so doing, hata vile mkoloni aliishiaga, tulibaki na blueprint yake. We still operate under the blueprint of the colonizer.
Yeah. In
matters education, job, ethics and everything. So now you're living with a society that has been culturalized this way. If we want to introduce that society that was there back then, a lot needs to be done. That is why I insist you can't be selfish as a man. It is true, it is in your nature. If you're an African man, you might want to have another wife. But don't be selfish about it. You make it open, make it clear from the get-go that mimi nitaoa demu mwingine nikiwaga na wewe. Ndio kama udemu kona yesa hii, hawezani kukuwa na partner mwingine aondokee. You get?
Yes.
But some people will wait until you have 3 children, 4 children, you can't go anywhere, then they bring another wife. Get? Huyu mtu alikudoing into this thing.
Arguably to realize inakuanga okay, one man, one woman, wakitake vows, wakiget together. And then most men watakuambia mke alikuja akakuwa manga. So she had to be tamed.
That is
the
a lie.
reason why ati nilileta huyu wa pili. Unapata ilikuwa poa from the word go, and then something ikaanza ku go off.
What went off?
Love labda ikahita snag.
Who's in control?
Kukuwa entitled. Wife akaanza kukosa kukuwa wife, anataka kuwa something else. And then anaambiwa okay, juu ya watoto sitaki kuchuja, lakini ndakuletea mwenza.
Sikiliza. Iko hivi. That is wanting to have your cake. Itasema ngwaridi. Have your cake and
having your cake and
eating it. That is it. If it is not working, it is not working.
Yes.
You step.
Yes.
Get? So not starting to compromise for it.
Yes.
Get? If it is not working, it is not working.
To the left.
Iko tu hivyo. Sio ati sasa because huyo alianza you are in control if you are the man. So if it's not working, it is upon you to make it work. And if you think it can't work, let go.
So you believe from the word go and be mresh cheki, mimi ikifika 10 years from now nitataka kuleta mwingine.
Unajua kazi shida kubwa tuko nayo, some of us, sisi grow up in polygamous families. Get like unapata mzee alikuwa na several wives. And now you want to have one wife. Get? Ama to you, it is normal to have 2 wives, 3 wives. But the lady you have, grow up in a setting that mama yake pekee ndio yuko. So to you, this is not a foreign concept of polygamy. You've seen it, you've gone through it. But huyu dem hajawahi ona kitu kama hiyo. So the moment unaanza kumuongelesha, now that's when they will call you barbaric and such names, utakam tujielewi. Unaelewa? So before you get into any relationship, understand background ya mtu. Huyu mse kwao kukoaje?
Yes.
Wamegrow aje? Kitu ya madem kukuwa na madem wengi ni normal kwao.
CJ, mbona saizi mnatupiga pressure ya kukuwa na wife moja, and yet maybe even your father or your grandfather or great-grandfather had more than one? What is it that has forced the society right now to indicate to men that it's proper to have one woman?
I think there are many challenges as well with polygamy. If you look at the anatomy of most of those polygamous families, you will find a lot of vices that also come. You'll find children who have faced a lot of neglect. You'll find women who have lost respect. You know, they're treated anyhow. In any case, if you're not doing the right thing today, the man has options just around that compound. In the African setting where they used to be in the same village, you know, there are like 7 houses of wives. This man will not pursue you, will not woo you, doesn't have to treat you well, because he can always jump into the next house. There'll be food elsewhere. All these women are competing for his attention. So there's a way also that within polygamy, there's a way also that women may lose respect and self-esteem and learn to deal with crumbs, you know, whatever comes. They wouldn't have much expectation as well. So sometimes a woman has not seen her husband even for 5 to 6 months. So there's a side to it that also protects that family unit, the children, and the wives who are in there. That's why I say it is very easy when we're talking about it. It's not easy in practicality. So when you look at all of those kind of things, it is better for a man to remain with one wife. And now today, especially because of economic realities as well, those days, these guys used to have vast lands. You know, somebody has like 100 acres, 200 acres, and he's looking for people to dig. So he will marry like 30 wives, get children to dig that land. Today, these guys are renting houses here in Nairobi. He can't even take care of himself. And then he wants to take care of another 5 people. It's going to be very stressful. So you look at the basics of it. Whether you remove religion out of it or you remove culture, you look at the basics of it. The practicality of having many wives is very difficult.
Let's talk about the rules of the game now that you've brought in the economic aspect of it. Do you think Mse Broke anafaa kuwa na more than one wife? Yani hauna kakitu lakini you want kukuwa na mamreshwe.
It's not about the money.
It's not
about the finances.
It's about
wewe kujina huo kama bazenga.
Power.
Wewe ni bazenga wa power ama wewe ni bazenga.
Power in what sense?
Power, it does not mean finance. You don't have to finance.
It means
for me to become your second wife. Unaweza kunatoka kwa keja yako ya kwanza kwa first wife, unakuja kwangu juu ya peace of mind. There's something called peace of mind. Mnaweza kuwa mko na dona huyo wife wako number 1, lakini zile vurugu ziko kwa hiyo keja msee, hata utaki kukaa huko. Unakaa mko wangu, hakuna kitu unanige, but unakaa mtu peace of mind. Ukikaa mko wangu tuna relax.
Hiyo ni mse amekafunga.
Acha nikwambie.
Anataka peace of mind. Huyo ni mse amekafunga. Lakini mse mnyonge kifedha. Ina make sense. Shata akianza kudona dona.
Broke is relative. You know, what you consider broke to me maybe not be necessarily the same. Na pia kwa madem. Na people get into relationships for different reasons. Utapata kuna mtu hauna do na kuna dema kuna do anakutaka. You see, so money is not an issue there. You see, money is not an issue there.
Yes.
You might have, say, you are a resourceful person. You just don't have money, but you have good brains. So, kuna vitu mingi watu consider before getting into a relationship. Money is a big factor. Of course, it shall. In fact, when now there is another woman on board, now money becomes the real issue because you're giving that person amount X or you're giving me amount Y. Una get? So, of course, financial status will bring the drama now that CJ was talking about. But if we are to agree and accept, because it's true, hizi vitu zina happen, na ziko, there needs to be some form of recognition from whatever circle. Before juu hata kama udem yuko na bado hajakuwa wife, because you didn't wake up today and get married to your wife, at some point she was a girlfriend. And if you are to bring another wife on board, at some point this other wife will start being a girlfriend first, then it will graduate to being a wife or not. Sindio? What happens in between here? Where is the acceptability? Ndio unaona ngangori zina happen, maybe msea na daddy, dem anatokea kwa burial. anasema umse alikuwa chali yangu, umse tuko na mtu ina yeye, familia inamkataa. Why? Because your avenue haiko open. How do we accept this person? What needs to be done? How do we protect this girl also? Because some matters of the heart, when the heart feels, the brain drains. Unaget? So sa ile udem amependa uchali na anajua uchali kwa na wife na mtu hii. Auonangi umse anaweza dedi ama kitu inaweza penya uchali.
Yeah.
So mko kwa nyumba na yeye umefichwa pale Roisa. Mkisema kwanza hiki kitu iche Roisa mbona landlord wataumia. Transita lipo huko.
Yes.
Umeweka tu kwa kaona msee, familia msee ikujui, wewe tu ndio unamjuaga na mabeste zako wawili watatu, babu mko na mtu mmoja na msee kitu namwapenia. Una show up kwa familia yake na uchali unataka support, watu wanakuambia tukujui. Wanakutoka wanasema huyu is a gold digger. She just wants his money. Unaelewa? So there needs to be some form of protection from both sides. Udem in an eventuality that hauko, how is she protected na mtu wako? Unaget? Na wewe pia in case udem alete ngori, how are you protected?
So that protection will come in what sense? Will it come in terms of benefits after you stop existing? Ama is it introduction to the family that unamleta?
Unajua sasa ujumu nirudisha nyuma, nilikuwa na avoid kwenda kwa history. Iko hivi. Euro society and the entire world inafanya an African man a change. Ukiangalia, there is no one telling a white man to change from being a white man. Hakuna mtu anaambia mwanaume mchinese a change, awachane na culture yake. Hakuna mtu anaambia muhindi wachana na culture ya kihindi wewe, anza kukaa hivi. Ama mlami ache kuwa mlami, lakini an African man is being told day in day out, stop being a man. Stop being an African man. Unaget? Ambapo ishi hivi. Wachana na mambo ya kubari mademu wawili, mademu watatu. Kuna very many foreign concepts zenye unawekewa. Unaelewa? So if you feel hizo vitu umeambiwa but ile kwa Afrika kana kuvuruta, kana kuambia bro unafaa kuwa na wife mwingine, watu ndio mali. Juu African settings watoto ndio mali. Ukidedi wasemagi ameacha nyumba 10, ameacha ploti na magari, anasemaga ameacha bibi na watoto watatu. So hiyo ndio wealth ya Africa. You get? So if you feel inakuvuruta to that, make it known at least to your family. Even if umtangazi, people around you need to know that this girl exists. And that girl also needs to make that clear. She needs to at least meet a few people that in case of eventuality ya huko, yeye na mtu wako hawataanza kurushwa hapa na pale. Unaget? Sawa sawa. And if you truly as a man has gone in that line, be selfless enough to allow this girl to have that.
Okay. So one of the mistakes zenye maboy wana make ni kukuwa nao na kuwafanya
kuwaficha na hao madem pia kukubali kufichwa to that extent. Usitaki sio ati utangazwe ndio kila pahali, but some form of recognition needs to appear.
Okay.
That's what
you agree?
That's what I was saying.
Yes.
Nowadays, you know, izo enzi, you'd find a man living in the same household with like 5 wives, 3 wives. But right now, people want to hide that thing and say, by the way, mimi niko na wife moja. Mimi nakuaga tu na wife moja, wataka wase huku nje wakuone kama wewe ni bazenga hapa ati tuko na wife moja. But let's face the reality. In all essence, we all know that at least in 10 men, 8 out of 10 men, wako na nyumba ndogo hapo.
Well,
yes.
Akina nani hawa?
Sijasema mtu
hiyo research yako iko na bugudha.
So nyumba ndogo iko.
At 8 out of 10
men wako na nyumba ndogo. Ukweli?
Na nyumba ndogo ni mama ako na watoi huko nje.
Yes, mama ako na watoi. Inaweza kuwa ni girlfriend, but saizi tunajua inaendaga tu mtoi ana come through. Hata mko mmepanga but mtoi ana come through. So in reality it is they are always there but you want to hide. Why hide a woman that has your child? Atusemi ati uende kutangaza kwa social media useme because it's too dramatic out there, but ile tu venye Shata amesema, you recognize that person, familia yako inamjua, your dad and mom know her. That's it for you.
So failure to do that is one of the mistakes yenye wase wanafanya.
Because sasa ukinyoria sasa inabidi wase wakikama hapo ndio drama inaanza. Uko hapo grave, drama inakuja, watu kama watano wamekam. Why be dramatic?
What other mistake do women make when it comes to actually dealing with this norm that is not a norm?
For me, first of all, if I'm a first wife, naanza kuvurugana na second wife, ama huyo nyumba ndogo as they call them. Usivurugane na dem, face your man. Udem si chizi ati alikama kakati ya mtu wako. Huyu bazenga huyu ndio alikuja akeka udem box. Dem ana mistake, talk to your man. face him and ask him, oya bro, niaje kunaendelea huku nje, nipeleke na Rieng. Unajua si ati unaanza kuvuruga, mbona mvurugane kama mademu huko nje? That's the mistake women do. Unaenda kuvuruga huyu number 2 ama number 3. It's your man that caused all this drama. Talk to your man, akikwambia kikuface, and you be man enough. Mwambie niaje, kuna number 2, kuna number 3. Wewe cheza chini, acha story mob. But ukianza kuruka, hiyo sasa ndio inaletaga drama. Unaruka, huyu dem anaenda na vurugana, tunaona social media issues, watu wameanza kutukana na huko, wameanza kuvurugana. What for? Why all the drama? Just keep it low, keep it safe. Ongea nao, waambie cheki, this is the way I want it to be.
Amazing.
Yo, first wife kuvuruga, second wife iko tu Rieng, man.
It's okay.
Iko kabisa. It is part of life, territory yake. It is human nature to protect your territory. You see, na pia sio guaranteed that uchali ndo alikatia udem. Kuna madem pia wanakatia machali. In fact, madem wakiwa na boy ameoa, ni kama magnet. It is a magnet for them. Wanaona oh, this is a responsible human being. Wanataka kukurukia sasa. You get? So, first of all, a man that is married out there and is showing responsibility, tunapiga luku yako safi, watu wanajua kuna watoi nini. Sasa wewe ni target. Sasa huyu ni target. This one is a targeted species. It is anahitaji protection from the government.
Tell us. We shall encounter his.
Let me go back to what I had a point that was. You see, when you look at the whole conversation, we are still coming back to the issue of finances. When we're talking about, when the man dies, then this woman is coming in and people will say it's a gold digger. If you're broke, there's no gold to dig.
Yes.
When we're talking about the protection and we're talking about the benefits of this woman that she would want to come for her children when you're not there, it means you must have a certain level of resource for her to even come in there. So generally, the women then that come into these setups, they also come in with expectations.
Yes.
There is an element of financial expectations. Otherwise, they would not be raising those issues. They would just be saying, look, we had a relationship with him. He's dead. I'm free now to relate with the next person.
Yeah.
Why do they want a piece of that cake? Because somehow they still expected the man to be a provider. And this is what, I love saying this, that we have a cultural conflict. On the one hand, we are Africans. On the one hand, we are these modern people.
Yeah.
When it comes to taking care of the woman, even the women, they expect the man to be an African man, which is that the man takes care of them. At some point, they will say, look, I'm independent, I am liberated, I can take care of myself. When they get into a relationship, they want the man to take care of them.
I disagree with you, CJ. No, I disagree with you because at the end of the day, I'm independent, I'm liberated. It does not mean that when you come to my house, you need to do anything for me. You don't need to pay my rent, you don't need to take care of me.
But where do the troubles come from? Where do the troubles come from?
What CJ is saying also, you say that until you're in that situation.
And you realize,
you're liberated.
Ndio maana nimekwambia, ndio maana nimesema madharau inaingiaga. Unaona mtu wa nyumba ya pili.
Yes.
If you're coming into a house that has a wife in that house already, you need to respect that woman.
Toe the line.
You need to respect that woman very much. Because why? This man you went out there and fell in love with is a model of this woman. Huyu dem ndo ame beat down uchali, akamu straighten up vile umemwona ukampenda. Sasa but wanakujaga na anakuja na madhara, anataka ku take over, which is pia bado ni nature pia, like you want to conquer.
Conquest.
You get here and there's a woman and you want to be there. Ule anatoa sauti ya.
Yes.
Unaelewa? There needs to be that understanding. Stick to your lane. That you came here, you found a woman.
Nyumba ndogo that takes care of nyumba kubwa. Like mimi sasa naenda kwa CJ maybe ana hiyo mkwanja, una get. Lakini mimi ndo nalipa hiyo fee ya watu iwasije. Mimi nyumba ndogo is taking care of nyumba kubwa.
But Providence na madharau
zitapelekana hapa kwa hapa. Zitapelekana ana kwa ana.
Taking care of nyumba kubwa.
It's okay, but you can do that subtly, knowing what your position is.
Yes.
What I get,
Yes.
we've seen, like, for instance, women who hold public positions and it's so high, like in mimi nikirudi home, I'm so and so's wife.
True.
I'm no longer, let's say, a magistrate or a doctor or whatever. I'm so and so's wife. So you might be providing, my thinking, but it doesn't mean that you despise the setup that you already found yourself in.
And that's why I'm saying finances. You guys are saying finances. Finances don't really matter. In this case, CJ is not taking care of me. I am taking care of his house. Yeah.
Do you think it's easier for people who are financially well off to actually have more than one wife and people accept it?
Even broke people, as you call them.
No, let's talk about financially stable people.
Yeah.
Do you think it's easier?
It's actually very easy because nyumba ndogo unaambia go tu cheki. Usivuruge, staki story mingi, staki ufala mob. Just stay there, I'm going to pay your rent, I'm going to pay your fee kama uko college, I'm going to do everything for you, but you just need to be quiet. Stay calm, stay quiet. It's actually easier.
Take away the finance and the situation changes.
Situation changes, of course.
Shatabo, is it easier for a wealthy man to actually get involved with more than one woman?
It is easier because society won't judge them. Because
They respect wealth.
they fear, they don't respect, they fear wealth. You see, if you are this man with a lot of money and you want to marry 2, 3 women, hata huyu mwenye ukoda yake akicomplain, watu watasema huyu dem ni selfish, anataka kula pesa huyu mse peke yake. You see, so people will fear it. People will say akona hiyo uwezo. Una get? But there is an emotional aspect to all of these things. That money does not bring those emotions and does not take away those emotions. Already ziko hapo. So in that setting, if the woman is not okay, wewe na pesa zako zote, if the woman is not okay with you bringing another woman, you need to let go of her, get a woman that is okay with that. You see, don't keep her there because you have money and you can do it. Would I get? Now that is cruelty. Even though Africans are not cruel people. You see, money will make you cruel if you make it a master. If it remains a slave of you, perfect.
Your design.
I'll see you.
Wanasemanga give a man money and power and his real character, it'll come out. CJ, your argument has revolved around finances. Now, umesema, practically, it's so hard actually to do what we are saying. But do you think then those who are financially well off then can be given the green light to go ahead and have more than one wife?
Well, it plays a
One
very huge
woman.
role. Plays a very huge role. One, because of why women even get into relationships. Women look for security, emotional security, mental security, and then there's the huge aspect even of financial security. So if a man cannot provide that security, the woman will not stay there. Now, some of these guys who have the money, the reason it would seem, and not all of them, but the reason it would seem that they provide the emotional security is because a man who makes money must be involved in a lot of things. So he probably gives you a lot more time. Then there's the aspect also of who he is in the society. He wouldn't want to get into too much drama and certain things. There's that aspect that would make this person become a bit more careful about the decisions that they make and the actions that they take. Of course, some of them are abusers because they're abusers, right, you know, like just naturally. But for the man who has money, it is a bit easier for him to provide that sense of security. There are many women who will stay in there because they're thinking, my children are being taken care of well, my future is probably okay. Some of them have been able to buy houses, not just rent it out, but buy houses for this person. And she's thinking, well, what am I looking for out there? You know, a woman can stay without intimacy for long. That is not their number one need. So she can stay there and say, what am I looking for out there? Because what I want is this. Now what QT was saying, the peace of mind and stuff like that. And she feels, I am safe, I am secure here. I can plan my future for the next 10, 15 years. Even if the man dies, at least I'm not moving houses. I have this rental house and something. That gives them a certain kind of leeway. But it doesn't mean that now somebody who has money should be given the green light to marry many wives. Because now there's also the element of emotional investment. Can you actually take care of these people emotionally? Will you be there? Because eventually, after I get the house and I have the car, it's not the driver that I came to. It is not the gate man that I came to.
Not the shamba boy.
It's not the shamba. It's you I came to. Now, if I can't have you, there's also going to be a certain emptiness in this woman. So will it be fair? I don't think so.
So there are men out there who are watching, and young boys too, who might be encountering this kind of situation in the near future. What's your advice to them?
Well, you know, when we talked about the issue of money, the role it plays, when people begin to get successful, there are certain things that will shape their behavior. One is the thought that they deserve a good treat. You've worked very hard for 25 years, 30 years. You've got into a certain place. That's where most people begin to make certain mistakes as well, because they feel like, I've worked so hard in life. I've been taking care of my family, my wife, my brothers, probably, all of that. So he feels, I need to reward myself. Now, how that reward comes is a whole different thing. So they may feel it's a sense of entitlement, where somebody feels, look, I've worked so hard. I need to have fun. You only live once, you know. So some of them get into those kind of relationships as a sense of rewarding themselves. They're not even trying to be serious with it. They're just feeling like, I need to have some fun.
And I can do it.
And I can do it because I have the time, I have the money, I can afford to go anywhere. Now, the problem is the person who is coming into this, who does not know that this guy is actually just trying to have a vacation.
Yeah. I get it. Cutie mademu toambia nini jo? Juu wanakucheki na wewe ni cultural representative. Wa work hard watafute ganji yao na watafute maboy wao ama waende mabazenga wako established.
I would say this, tafuta do yako. Ni poa kukula do yako. There's happiness in eating your money, you know.
Self-love.
So, self-love maze. Ukiwa pale na do yako inakuwaga hiyo ndio #self-love. Unajipenda, you do for yourself what you want. If it's that house that CJ is saying, I have my own house. If it's that car, you say, I have my own car. If it's that good life. So what are you looking for? You're missing the point. It's the intimacy for an independent chick. Actually, it's the intimacy that a chick would be looking for.
Yo, you can say that again.
I know, right? If I have everything, CJ, if I have that house that you're saying you're coming to pay for it, if you have that car, what are you coming to pay for? I have that everything. So one thing that CJ is missing,
but Kitty, that's
intimacy.
Now, that setup normally doesn't come into the polygamous.
But it's the reality. It's the reality.
When women have that kind of setup, they go for the younger guys because they just
and the younger guy has a family.
Akina
Shata wako na families like
no. Most of the time, they will go for these young guys who have needs.
Which needs?
Guys who are broke.
Yes,
they go for guys who are
because
broke.
they know.
So what do the broke guys bring on the
performance?
That's the intimacy she's talking about.
Yo,
that's
the
intimacy.
See,
that's where they
you use what you have to get what you don't have.
You design.
You get.
So what do these young men have?
These young men,
yes.
Energy and time for them.
True.
Yes. And they are easily controllable.
Yes,
manipulated. They can manipulate this boy to whatever they want. They can tell this boy, go do this. And they can make him a pet, basically. They can turn you into a pet. You see, and that is what they want, control. You know? They have financial control over themselves. They will want to control the man they're with. But if the man has more money than them, they can't control this man. You know, get? But sasa kuna point nilikuwa yeye mko mnasema dem ako stable, ahitaji vitu from mutually, si ndio? Anaweza kaa na respect. Kuna aspect ya dem akikuja apate watoi, si ndio? Once amepata watoi, maybe amekuaga tu okay, umse anakujaga once in a week, si ndio, ama twice in a month. Then hao watoi waanze kudemand baba yao. You see, now this is you've been having a situation with the man, but now there are children involved. It is no longer a boy-girl thing now. Children want to see their father daily. That is where the drama will begin now. You're spending more time with those children than these ones. Are these not your children? Are they not equal children? Man, it's not, you need to, from the, now if you are getting into a polygamous setting as a man, you need to be very firm. And you need to be very strong. Unaelewa? Otherwise you will be swindled and children will hate each other because of you.
Let's now have a look at some of the feedback that is coming through. Your design ambiwa Abdullah Basit MA anasema the life we are living today, no man has less than 2 women in his life and others even 3.
You don't say.
And then there is at @Ann_Dasso. Monogamy is what is preached. Majority drink polygamy silently, if not by actions, then in thoughts, wishes. And then there is a Jacob Abere saying monogamy exists in books for men to save hair, but on background men are octopus, poly, sour. And that is why we see wealth men die. We see, na pia mimi niko na mtoto wake during burials. Only poor dead men who can't, in whose burial women can't appear. I think so. And then there is Hezbon K. Ngara. It says, it's not about being polygamous from the start. Many choose or decide later in life to be, especially when you get a troublesome partner. It makes one to comfort from another source. And then there is at Kissing Evans, we that married once need protection from government. We that are married once, I think, or we've married one woman, need protection from the government.
They married men.
And then there is another one at _Vic_ta_ says, money has a lot to do with marrying a second wife. Even in the African traditional society, a man would only marry when his granary was big enough, since he was the one who distributed food to the granaries of all his wives. I advocate one man, one wife. It's less stressful. That's CJ's supporter there. And then there is, it's Rev Harrison. Bible commands men to have one wife. In fact, in Genesis, God created man, Adam, then created Eve for a man, and not Eve plus Ruth plus Mary plus Esther. Well, lakini King Solomon naye ya mwisho inasema, uni at Godi Baraza Were, anasema nyumba ndogo comes into play to fill the deficits that the partners feel they have in that relationship. Whatever happens in this formation, respect must be accorded to the founding members of the union. That is Shatter Boys.
Yeah, man.
Supporter. Respect above everything.
Yes. Lakini,
yes,
where pali napitana na watu mimi is when people want to justify at having a second wife is because of the deficits in the first wife. Kwani wewe kama mwanaume ukiwa na deficits, is so your wife should go get another man?
In South Africa, they are allowed nowadays.
You see?
Yes.
So the point is this. You decide to get another woman. It is not because huyu mwingine akona mapungufu.
Hiyo ni excuse.
Hiyo ni excuse. Unajua fisi ikitaka kula watoto wake inasema gona nuka mbuzi. That is it. You decide, I am marrying another woman.
Yes.
Not be out of duress. So what if zile mapungufu huyu alikuwa nazo ziishe? Now will you leave the second wife because huyu amerudi kwa line? Will you leave her?
You cannot.
You cannot. So it is a choice that you made, not because huyu alikuwa na issues zake hapa na pale. If you are marrying another woman, you've decided to marry another woman. That's it. No, don't blame it on the first wife. Okay?
Kwa sababu kama ni makosa, you can beat the makosa out of, not literally.
Yes.
I mean, you can rectify, panel beat. Yani. You can discuss, you can talk, you can rectify.
Yes.
Yes.
This is what I would say. Live your life. Whatever makes you happy. If it's security that makes you happy, intimacy, emotional, mental, as long as you're happy, it's your mental health that matters. Nothing else matters. Society will always judge you for everything that you do. Even if you marry that one wife, they'll always see the bad in that marriage. So if you feel like 3 wives make you happy, do it. If you feel like one wife makes you happy, do what makes you happy.
That's from a man's perspective. What about from a lady's perspective?
From a lady's perspective also, I would do what I want. If I wanna play second fiddle, I would do it. If I wanna be the only woman, then itabidi you deal now watu wengine. At the end of the day, they'll always be there. Monogamy is imeisha. Saizi tunaishi polygamous. So it's either you accept the reality or you live in the lie. So it's up to you to make yourself happy.
Okay, and you said your research indicates 8?
8 out of 10 are playing polygamous.
CJ, as we wind up, what's your final thought?
You know, the two things. One is what marriage means to you. That will define how you will relate with this person. So if marriage means to you, you know, just having the fun, then there's a way you will act up. If it is just about the finances, there's a way that you will act. If marriage to you is a commitment to one person, it will define a lot. Even if you have money, even if you have the opportunity to get other people, like Shatta says, it's a decision people make. I'll wind up by disagreeing with Kitty on do what makes you happy. Because as much as you want to do what makes you happy, every decision you make affects somebody else. True. So what if what makes you happy makes everybody else unhappy? You know, because you don't live in an island on your own. So you still have to balance all these things. There are things that you would want to do that would make you happy, but you cannot do them. For example, you may, if you have children, for example, leave alone even the wife setup, you have children, and these children want to see you. You can't just decide you've gone away and switched off your phone for 6 months because that makes you happy. You're going to be irresponsible. So with all rights as well, there are responsibilities.
Amazing. You want to say something else?
I've not given my closing remarks, man. What is it now?
Okay, Shatta boy.
Mimi nataka kuongelesha madem wale wanajiingiza kwa hiyo situation. that you already know this man has a wife, it is not easy. It is not an easy affair. You need to know that truly I am going to play second fiddle here. You see, this man at some point atapigiwa simu ni kunyamaza. You know? Na sitafika point nianze kujiembe sikuwa najua what was happening. It is not an easy setting. And if you're getting yourself in it, brace yourself for it. It is not going to be easy. And also protect yourself. Make sure at least someone in this family knows you. In an eventuality that this man does not exist anymore, and you have liabilities now that he's living. When he was there, it was an asset. If he's leaving a child and you don't think you are financially stable enough, and these children also want their father's name other than wealth. Watoto utafuta jina baba yao. Obama came to Kenya looking for his father's name, not his wealth. Children will look for their father. Everyone wants to know their father and the name. You see? So you as the lady, protect that child also. Make sure at least someone in that family knows you exist and knows this child. Okay?
Amazing.
Move life.
Aital sana watu wangu hapa itabidi tumefungia hapo tupatane next Tuesday same time same place hapa hivi. It is what it is. Mimi namaliza na kuambia hivi, you should know as a woman what men want from a woman. Broken men want fixers, immature men want mothers, good men want partners, hardworking men want supporters, lazy men want enablers, insecure men want puppets, abusive men want objects, and men of God want their rib. Iguns are the street disciple, and we are out.